What is that? Is that Branson? Is that tap-dancing crab demon? Is that Nightmare? Is that true Nightmare?
We'd like to say that we don't own the rights to the characters that we parody, but it is parody, which means, according to the exact text of the law,
the fair use of a copyrighted work, including such use by reproduction in copies or phono records, or by any other fucking means specified by that section, for purposes such as shit like criticism, comment, teaching, scholarship, or research, is not a goddamn infringement of copyright. I guess what we're saying, we love you. Thanks for not suing us. Now let's commence the rock!
The date was August 10 in the year 2010 of the Imperial calendar. The Holy Britannian Empire had just declared war upon Japan. Confronted by Britannia's newest weapon, the formidable Nightmare Frame, Japan fell to its enemy in less than a month. The conquered nation was stripped of its freedom, rights, culture, and dignity. Finally, even its name was taken away. 11. The name of Japan and its people was replaced with a mere number.
Philosophically, Code Geass is about two boys attempting to regain their hope and outlook for the rest of their life by idealizing their vision of a new future. Lelouch Lamperouge attempts to paint himself as a miracle worker to rival the Emperor of Britannia. He does this in order to join other rebel-minded groups and nations to his cause. Suzaku Kurugi attempts to work within the system and moves up quickly through the ranks to attempt to gain enough power over the controlling state of Britannia to stop the atrocities. Lelouch Lamperouge, the one who wants to fight against Britannia, is really Lelouch v Britannia, sent to Japan and forgotten by his father, the Holy Emperor. That's right, he is 11th in line to the imperial throne. Suzaku Kurugi's father was the Japanese Prime Minister, making him and his father Japanese. Suzaku is the one who joined Britannia, became an honorary Britannian, and is trying to stop the Japanese rebellion in order to gain Britannia's trust, in order to take back Japan.
I told you before, Lelouch, that I was going to change this world from the inside.
Even if it means selling out your friends!
That's right.
So, by ratifying this charter, it will give birth to an alliance that will rival the Holy Britannian Empire. And its name shall be the United Federation of Nations!
Article 17 of the United States Charter. All ratifying nations do now declare to abandon native military power forever.
Abandon military power?
Are they mad?
To guarantee security, member nations have agreed to employ a fighting force not affiliated with any one country. They have contracted the Black Knights.
We hereby accept.
Until I met you, I was dead. An impotent corpse existing behind a false guise of life. A life in which I did nothing real. Day to day, I merely went through the motions of living, as if I were a zombie, and I always had the feeling that I was gradually dying. If I'm condemned to go back to that, then I'd rather...
Stop it! I see now. It's life without meaning. And a life like that.
Since that day, I've lived a lie. The lie of living. My name, too, was a lie. My personal history, a lie. Nothing but lies. I was sick to death of a world that couldn't be changed. But even in my lies, I refused to give up in despair.
The way the world is going in Code Geass, there isn't anything one could rightly call a future, and so the two main characters, Lelouch v Britannia and Suzaku Kurugi, move to change it. Their idealism is pushed to the surface by this conflict, and this once isolated situation erupts into a worldwide war over philosophical ideas. The characters the show focuses on all go through a soul-searching journey. They all have an existentialist attitude, and all are looking for happiness, purpose, and a brighter future. They come to the conclusion that a life doesn't have meaning without hope, without a future. Each person needs to feel as if they're creating their own future in order to believe there is a reason to live.
I have fought to protect everything I thought I wanted to protect.
If you're going to achieve that end, you need to take action.
Yes, the means to that end requires me to reject something.
Which is?
That I reject you. And I reject everything you believe. Why do people lie? It isn't only because they struggle against each other. It's also because there's something that they're seeking. You now want a world without change. How stagnant. You could hardly call it life. You both believe that this new world you envision will be best for all. But forcing your good intentions on others is no different from an evil act.
In time, the people will come to accept it.
That time will never come! All you have left are self-serving excuses. The world you're speaking of will be kinder and gentler only for you! The world that my sister wished for is one in which kindness is extended to everyone, even strangers! Do you have any idea what the meaning is behind Nanali's beautiful smile? Nanali was blinded! My own sister was crippled! She knew! She knew that there were things in this world that she would never be able to do by herself! So her smile, Nanali's smile, was her way of expressing gratitude!
You're laboring under a delusion!
I will not let you call that a lie! Over my dead body!
Let's say it was true. What of it? There's nothing to be done about it.
You think so? I am Zero, the man who works miracles.
Your Geass power will have no effect on me, nor will it on anyone else here.
No. There's someone else here, isn't there? That's right. C's world is the will of mankind itself. And all men are not equal, remember those words? They're your own. And because of that, I'm sure you realize that my power will work.
You're a fool, Lelouch. God cannot be defeated by the power of the king.
I don't intend to defeat God. This is a request. Yes. Now I know who I really am. God! Collective unconscious! Please don't stop the march of time!
Lelouch, you ungrateful child!
Nobody would have wanted this!
You can't do this, boy! Not against God nor all of humanity itself!
Regardless, what I want is tomorrow! Your refusal to face reality, content to watch us from afar. Don't make me laugh. There's only one truth here.
And you two? What are you planning to do now?
Huh?
You rejected Charles's plan. Instead, you chose reality and the forward march of time.
Suzaku, you have to kill me. You must promise.
You're going through with this, no matter what?
As planned, the hatred of the whole world is now focused directly upon me. And now the only thing that remains is to get rid of me and finally break the cycle of hatred. The legend of Zero isn't dead. It lives within the hearts of the Black Knights. With this, the world will gather not for an exchange of force, but for an exchange of open dialogue around one table. Mankind will be able to move forward into the future.
We both realized it back in C's world. We knew how humanity was longing for the future.
Hey, Suzaku. Geass power is similar to a wish, don't you think? It's a request to someone to give you the power to achieve what you can't on your own.
A wish? No.
Yes. And I'm going to grant a wish called Geass to all the people everywhere. For the future of the entire world. The only ones who should kill are those prepared to be killed. Suzaku, you're going to be a hero now. The Messiah who saved the world from Emperor Lelouch v Britannia, the enemy of the world. That's Zero.
Lelouch.
The punishment for what you've done shall be this, then. You will live on, always wearing that mask, serving as a knight for justice and truth. You will no longer live your life as Suzaku Kururugi. You shall sacrifice the ordinary pleasures of your life for the benefit of the world, for eternity.
This, Geass, I do solemnly accept.
Lelouch, are you...
Well, Lelouch, the world's gotten a lot better since that eventful day. All the energy that was once expended on war has now been directed towards solving hunger and poverty. As expected, all sorts of hateful and evil deeds have been blamed on you. Maybe that's because people find it a lot easier to accuse a person with a name, rather than a piece of technology called Damocles. Perhaps that's putting it too simply. But whatever the reason, the world is free of the past, and it's finally able to move forward into the future now. I wonder if you're laughing right now about how everything went according to your elaborate strategy. Nevertheless, there are still plenty of problems we have to work out for ourselves. But even so...
Answer this! Are you just going to sit back and wait for someone else to defeat Britannia? Who? You think if you wait long enough someday, the right chance will finally come? Don't be naive! If we don't stand up and do it ourselves, that someday will never come! I have a question for you, Lord Guilford. What do you do when there is an evil you cannot defeat by just means? Do you stain your hands with evil to destroy evil? Or do you remain steadfastly just and righteous, even if it means surrendering to evil?
In either case, evil remains.